Our team, our community. This is CondorsTown, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
Happy Wednesday, B-Town. Usually we do this Thursday, but you know what? We're like, hey, we're going to be crazy. We're going to try to do something different. And join another Condors connection here on a Wednesday. My name is Erik Fox from Energy 95.3 on the other side of the screen. Ryan Holt from lovely Loveland, Colorado. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. It's going to be a high of 2 degrees tomorrow. So, we couldn't possibly do it on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to be shorts and T-shirt weather. Totally there.
Something like that, for sure.
So let's jump into it. It is our chance. Once again, every single week we check in on everything Condors, which includes, of course, our parent organization, which is the Edmonton Oilers. And let's jump into it. 4-4-2 in the last 10. I'm not going to talk about one of the games because it's the one highlight I've had in my entire year. But let's talk about what's going on in the last week with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, overtime loss on, what day is it now? Monday. For Edmonton, they play Dallas tonight. So this is a spot in the schedule where you kind of got to make up some ground. I mean, now, Nashville has kind of been teetering out of it. Dallas been playing well, certainly. So this would be a tough test tonight for the Oilers in Dallas. But there's some winnable games coming up, and you kind of highlighted the winnable game over the weekend against Anaheim, and that didn't happen. It's back to the drawing board for the Oilers. They're in a playoff spot, but certainly want to improve that going into the new year. I don't think they've played their best hockey yet this year, which is good and bad because you are what your record says you are, but we'll see what happens going into the new year.
Let's talk about it. I mean, that injury bug we've been talking about for a few weeks now. How's it looking on that end?
Yeah, I mean, they're still without Ryan McLeod and Evander Kane, and it's going to be for a little bit of time, and for those two, that's two of your top 7 forwards or 8 forwards in terms of point production, and they're not the only team battling injuries, certainly, but anytime you have guys out on the lineup, play different roles and find different spots, and for Edmonton, that depth in scoring, hasn't been there yet this year. It's starting to come on a bit. Puljujärvi scored the other night. Nugent Hopkins has been terrific. I think he's on pace for 30 goals this year, which is awesome. He's on pace for a career season. So, there's a lot going on up there, and hopefully, they get McLeod back next couple of weeks, and Kane seems like he's progressing and maybe can come back by February. So, we'll see what happens.
What does Coach Jay put in his letter to Santa to get for the team as we head into the new year?
I think just consistency. I think, hallmarks of a Jay Woodcroft team is, a team that's built, kind of defensive out, and, one of the top, defensive teams. We saw that a couple of years here in Bakersfield as well, too. Right now, defensively as a whole, I don't think it's been good enough. I think they would, Skinner's been terrific. Campbell's been, probably below his norm, just goaltending wise, but I think the 6 in front of them, need to collectively, be better. The penalty kill has been a little, on the below average side for a better part of the year. And, special teams is where the Oilers have made their bread and butter over the years. So I think just consistency and kind of that, defensive effort, not allowing much in terms of opportunities the other way.
Let's go and talk about the local scene and see what Santa's going to do for us this year. Of course, last night, a win in Colorado last night, which, Colorado is a very tough team this year. And, I mean, you were able to blank them. What were you seeing out there?
Yeah, not only they're tough, they're the best home team in the conference. So coming here isn't easy. It's at altitude. It's, a raucous environment. It's a fun place to play. It's a fun place to call a game. But, the fact of the matter is you don't win a lot of hockey games here. They've had the amount of success they've had, in the Central League, in the ECHL, and even, for brief parts of the AHL during their tenure because, large part, they have one of the best home ice advantages. I think in the league, and you come here and you get 2 points last night was terrific. The Condors trail going into the third period, able to score twice in 30 seconds. Phil Kemp and Raphael Lavoie with 2, absolute missiles in that third period. And Ollie Rodrigue was terrific again between the pipes, stopped 23 of 24 and faced, some really good scoring opportunities from Colorado. They didn't have many scoring, chances, but the ones they did get were high quality. So Rodrigue was terrific. He's been, for my money, the story of 25 games so far for this Condors team. He's in the top 10 in save percentage. He gives you a chance to win every night when he's in between the pipes. And his growth this year has been terrific. And, Calvin Pickett's probably going to be back, if not next week, the week after. That gives the Condors a real solid 1-2 punch. We knew we had in Pickard, but for Rodrigue to, really, run with it here as the starting netminder for the better part of a month and a half has been, really eye-opening and great for the organization.
Let's not mix words. I mean, December has been kind of a very rough month for the Baco Birds, but what does it mean to get that W last night?
It's big just from a confidence standpoint. I don't think this team has played necessarily poorly. I think I just tweeted it too. Vinny Desharnais returned on Saturday. He logged 20 minutes last night. The Condors are 6-1 with Desharnais in the lineup, and I'm not pinning it on one person, but when you have Desharnais, when you have Yanni Caldas back on the blue line, and they're able to play their traditional minutes and take spots and move guys around, it just makes everything better. The PK's 10 for 10 since Desharnais. He's the best penalty killer on the team. So, from that standpoint, it just settles things down. The team's allowed, 6 goals in 4 games and has lost 3 of them. So, offensively, I think there's another gear for this team to hit. You look at some guys who have, let's face it, underperformed here offensively. Greg McKay has 1 goal through 25 games. I wouldn't have pegged that at the start of the year. Justin Bailey had 2 assists last night. That's great to see. Lavoie, their goal and an assist last night. He's got 3 goals on the year. He's been banged up on occasion throughout the course of the season. He's a guy that needs to get to 20 goals for this team to really make a push towards the top of the table. So, has it been the start the team wanted? No, but you still have 55 games left. So I don't think it's panic button. I think this team is, right there in the pack. I think when playing their best, and, I wouldn't necessarily worry too much, but yeah, they're able to get a win in a really tough environment last night.
And of course that goes into tonight where you guys are playing them once again at their home base.
Yeah.
How does that prep work look like?
Yeah, they're going to be loaded for bear tonight. They're a team that isn't going to want to get swept on their home ice. They don't get swept on their home ice. And especially going into Christmas. And Christmas is always an interesting time because you can kind of catch a team maybe thinking about other things. And, especially being home. I always like being on the road just before Christmas because and not to say that family is distracting and things are distracting, but when you're home, there's a lot more going on. You might have events you're going to and things like that. When you're on the road, you're kind of able just to focus on the hockey. And you can catch some teams by surprise, but, Colorado's roster is near 100%. They'll be ready to go tonight, but I think the Condors will be ready to go tonight. We'll have morning skate here in a couple of minutes over at the arena and get ready for a big one tonight. Points out here and getting on the plane would be a nice gift.
Coming back, of course, tomorrow. You guys are going to be back in Cali. Let's talk about next week. You start the week in San Jose.
Yeah.
What's that prep work look like?
Things don't get any easier right after the holiday. We'll leave on Monday. We'll leave Monday night. We get a dinner Monday night, and then Tuesday in San Jose, Wednesday back home for Superstars and Energy Night with the Condors on Wednesday. That'll be a great crowd. Always is for Superstars Night, and it's probably our best midweek crowd of the year just because of Christmas vacation and things like that. And then we're home Friday night as well too with our $2 beers. So no rest for the wicked next week. And just when you thought we were going to get a little bit of a break the following week, the postponed game from last Friday will be made up on January the 4th. So we did have like 9 days off there between games. Now we'll kind of break it up with a game at home on the 4th. So yeah, it's a busy time of year, but it's a fun time of the year and being able to to hopefully get some wins going into the new year.
Well, it's a good way to wrap up the year for sure. People want to check out the game tonight or next Tuesday. What do they need to do?
Yeah, AHL TV is your best bet. We'll get the call going tonight at 5:45 Pacific.
And then next week, of course, Wednesday you mentioned, it is Energy 95.3 night. I'm going to be out there. I'm probably even going to bug you in the booth. So
yeah, that's fine.
Well,
yeah,
either that or the Superstars will take me away, and Lord knows where I'll end up. Probably in the back alley by the train tracks, but we'll see what happens. If you want to get games to that game or next Friday, what do they got to do?
Yeah, BakersfieldCondors.com. We still get the holiday pack on sale too. So if you're like me and a last-minute gift buyer. 4 lower-level tickets. You can use it for any game. You can use 1 for 4, 2 to 2, however you want to break them up. A Condors hat and a Little Caesars pizza for $99. So it's a great deal and on sale at Bakersfield Condors in for a couple of games.
Not bad for a last-minute Christmas gift to put under the tree or the stocking stuffer as well.
Yep,
don't stick the pizza in there. That could get messy.
No, it wouldn't be hot and ready by the morning.
Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors. My name is Erik Fox from Energy 95.3. And, of course, next week we'll be checking in once again to see everything CondorsTown. And, of course, we're going to put some more W's on the board, right?
That's right. Let's get it.
All right, I'll catch you next time. And, of course, I'll catch all of you next time right here with another Energy Condors connection with the Bakersfield Condors and, of course, Energy 95.3. We'll see you then. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, CondorsTown.
Bye.